What's going on, YouTube? You tapped in with your boy Big O, watching another episode of UTV, the TV you can feel and see. And I just want to kick this video off by reading this sentence first. RW indicated to the grand jury on March 22nd, 2022, that he has a case pending in the Circuit Court of Cook County for possession of a gun. RW claimed that he was cooperating in the case without any consideration in the pending gun case because this wasn't my gun, even though RW admitted that law enforcement officials recovered a gun in his possession. Now, just to let y'all know, I want y'all to keep this in y'all mind and memory. This date here, March 22nd, 2022, is the day that RW spoke to the grand jury about this case, y'all. Now, just to let y'all know, 2 months later, RW was back in jail. For what? Another pipe possession. But not just any pipe possession, y'all. His third pipe case. And if y'all did catch yesterday's video, I dropped it here yesterday, titled, Could FBG Butta Go Down Like Keefe D in the Tupac Murder? And the reason why I titled that, y'all, is because FBG Butta currently has a proffer agreement just like Keefe D as well. In that video, I went in detail and explained to y'all how that proffer agreement sets with FBG Butta. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be shedding some light on FBG Butta's testimony this upcoming week and what he is expected to say in court. And just to let y'all all know, the nigga ain't just tell on dead people. Let's talk about it. And don't forget to smash that like button on y'all way in. And again, I just want to thank y'all, everybody that subscribed. We just recently passed 1,000 subscribers. So with that being said, man, I just want to thank y'all one more time again. As y'all know, the recent news article on FBG Butta, well, not FBG Butta, but O Block Lil Dave, they wrote a little article in there, and it caught my attention really quickly. And that was Sloan faces up to 30 years in prison in pending case in Cook County, but isn't being offered leniency, unlike another gang-tied informant. The only other gang-tied people in this case, besides the people that is actually being charged, and that's Trench's News, Lil Dave, and Butta. Trench's News has already been exposed by his name, and he has already had his testimony. The only other person that they can be talking about on this case, and that is FBG Butta. But again, remember I told y'all to remember the date of March 22nd. This is when he actually spoke, went in front of the grand jury, and gave his testimony on all his informant information. Which means the man had to actually have a pending pipe case before March 22nd, 2022. But that isn't the kicker, y'all. Just 2 months later, after speaking to the grand jury and saying this, again, he states, RW claimed that he was cooperating in the case without any consideration in his pending gun case. Just 2 months later, FBG Butta goes and catch another pipe case on April 29th, 2022, just 2 months later. If y'all did catch my video yesterday, here it go. The one about Keefe D and Butta, I show the arrest on this third pipe case, which is a armed habitual, ladies and gentlemen. Butta currently faces 6 to 30. And in Cook County, with a background like Butta as a known gang member, you're not getting the 6, buddy. 9 or better is what they come with. Ask anybody. If you from Cook County, tell me I'm capping. Now, with that being said, y'all, seeing as though that this man caught his third pipe case just 2 months later, Butta wasn't on parole, man. He finished out his parole time on that second pipe case. But when he came and caught this third, he got leniency, right? Now, we was checking out this paperwork with the RW. We gonna come back to this one. But what Butta is expected to say in court, we're going to read that off here in a second. But again, the man has a proffer agreement with the Odee situation. He cannot say Kyra killed Odee because that will actually implement him as well. It's a lot of videos of Butta saying little smart remarks that K.I. killed Odee. He was on live arguing with a nigga, and the nigga said, "You seen how we did your sister? We did her bad." And Butta rebuttal was, "Man, you better ask Platoon. You better ask Odee. You better ask," he said a few other names, but he was saying hits that Kyra went along with and hits that Kyra have under her belt. So for those that say that Butta never said K.I. did that, y'all just new to this, man. We've been around since the Twitter days, since these niggas used to get on Twitter and claim they hits. Everything in this drill culture ain't on YouTube and it ain't on video. A lot of this stuff was said in the past on Twitter, just to let y'all know that. And Kyra been claiming this Odee thing. She said, "Who y'all think made? We made O Block." It ain't the first time that. Come on, man. But look, though, we ain't even gonna get into that. What we came to talk about is what Butta is expected to talk about and say here this upcoming week. It is gonna be shocking. Check this out. Cooperator number 3. And for those that don't think this is Butta, we gonna relate to cooperator number 3 to RW here in a second. But it says Cooperator 3 will testify that he has witnessed murders committed by O Block members in STL territory. Sounds like he's telling on the ops. Butta said he only told on dead people. Well, let's listen to this. Specifically, the government expects that Cooperator 3 will testify that he witnessed the murder of Dale Fisher, A.K.A. Squirrel, which is Big Dale's son, in STL territory in December 2011. According to Cooperator 3, Fisher was not a gang member but lived in STL territory. Fisher was murdered by O Block member T.Roy, which TB got him gone, and 600 member Drose. In case y'all don't know, Drose was living when he said this information, bro. Drose was living in 2022. Known to law enforcement as Individual D. Now, I want y'all to remember this. Known to law enforcement as James T. Johnson. Now, T. Johnson, the last name Johnson is going to come again up in this paperwork. Keep that in y'all head because everybody's saying Big A. Fisher was murdered by T.Roy, known to law enforcement as James T. Johnson, and 600 member Drose. Drose was alive when in jail when Butta Cooperator 3 gave this testimony, right? As explained in further detail below, 600 is a Black Disciple fraction allied with O Block. Now again, Butta tried to say he only told on dead people. No, Drose was living and fighting this case. D-Rose still living. One of them niggas just smoked they self. I don't know if it was Rose. I doubt it was Rose. But one of them niggas just smoked they self. And D-Rose most definitely was living when this information went to these people. But again, this really gonna hit y'all. Cooperator 3 was also present for and witnessed the murder of his sister Jakira Barnes. Can that be Butta? By O Block member Davon Bennett in STL territory. Everybody hopped on my video trying to say, man, you just reaching. Butta have came on the internet and said plenty of times that Von didn't kill K.I. He had to say that because he got a proffer agreement. If he came on the internet and said anything other than that, then he would be going to jail. Just check out my last video, y'all. Now, it says on April 14th, 2024, Cooperator 3 was also shot by Bennett during the incident. Cooperator 3 was able to escape and saw Johnson. They're talking about T.Roy. T.Roy was along the hit with Von. That's what Butta's saying. So Butta is just saying T.Roy and Von was on that hit. I don't see no Big A at all. Cooperator 3 was able to escape and saw Johnson. This is what Butta's saying. He's saying T.Roy and Von. Butta said this to the grand jury, as y'all can see, March 22nd, 2022, y'all. So let's read again. He saw Johnson waiting for him in the alley at the end of the alley and was about to run through. So instead, Cooperator 3 was able to wait until Bennett and Johnson left before leaving. Cooperator 3 observed Bennett stand over Barnes and shoot her multiple times. Now, witness number 1 is Trench's News, y'all. Now, let's just put his name in there. Trench's News, who may also testify at trial, also observed this murder. We all heard Trench's News say he saw K.I. get smoked. He saw Butta get hawked. Or y'all don't remember that when Trench's News said that. Witness 1 later saw Bennett come back to the neighborhood after the murder and state in a threatening manner, "Bennett, I'm from O Block." Okay, now check this out, though. Cooperator 3 will testify if called ST members antagonize them. Okay, but again, Cooperator number 3, which is Butta, y'all, sat there and told them people D-Rose's name at the time, 2022, when he told these people again, March 22nd, 2022, D-Rose was living, y'all, fighting this case, fighting bodies. And Butta went down there and told them people this. Now, for those that don't believe that Cooperator number 2 is Butta, let's just plug this in. Individual RW is an STL member and Gangster Disciple. RW, which is Rakeem Wilton, the only RW that it can be, y'all. Again, Rakeem Wilton testified before the grand jury that the Gangster Disciple rivals with O Block. He's a STL member. He fits the bill. Rakeem Wilton, sisters of Jakira Barnes. Come on now, bro. How come RW can't be Butta? Surf claim and assassin. So everybody trying to say, yeah, Butta have went on the internet and said Vine didn't kill Kyra. He have said that plenty of times. But it don't matter what the nigga said on the internet. The most important thing is what he said to the grand jury and what he say in that trial room this week. Nobody gives a fuck what you say off the record because it's off the record. In that courtroom, it's on the record. What he said in front of a grand jury is on the record. And on the record, it says, RW was present when his sister was shot and killed on April 11th when she was 17 years old. RW was also shot in the incident. RW did not cooperate with law enforcement in the investigation into who shot and killed his sister because that was not what his gang wanted him to do. Rather, the gang wanted to retaliate in their own way. This is what Butta told them. RW indicated to the grand jury on March 22nd, 2022, that he has a case pending. Right? So for those that try to, I don't know if Butta sent them to my channel to try to clean it up, but it don't matter what Butta said in the past or what he said in these interviews or none of that. The only thing holds weight is what you say to the grand jury and what you say in trial. And his testimony comes up, and this is what's expected for him to say. And just to let y'all know, Butta was giving a reward to solve Kyra's murder, a $10,000 reward, which has still been the same amount reward since her passing. It hasn't gotten any higher, unless the Fed gave Butta some more money for that information. But again, these three individuals, Trench's News, Lil Dave, and FBG Butta, is going to try to portray to the public that their role in this whole case was just to identify them as shooters. And no, it is not. Not even close. Their three roles is to tie the RICO on the O Block organization, and they even have it listed out in paperwork, okay? Let me show y'all. Butta's, Trench's News, And Lil Dave identification testimony isn't going to hold weight, and they're going to try to sway your mind into thinking that was their role in this testimony. And just to let y'all know, everything right here stated under A, let me show y'all, follows in the racketeering charges. Is it going to be on this one? Yeah, because it should show RW. His name's TH is right there. Here go right here. Those are motions to exclude. That's not this one. This is the one that we want to look for, y'all. And if y'all still here with me, drop in the comment section below the word "still here with you, Big O." Why? Because the comments really do help the channel grow. Now, just to let y'all know, everything under A and all the testimonies under A entitles O Block to a enterprise. All the testimonies under that entitles them into an enterprise. And just to let y'all know, in order to be considered for a RICO charge, you have to be considered an enterprise and engaging in racketeering activity. So every testimony under A falls in O Block as an enterprise. Now let's see what testimonies falls under A. We're just going to see Cooperator 1, which we know is Trench's News. Okay, Cooperator number 1 so far under A. Cooperator number 2, which is Little Dave. These are the two individuals that was part of O Block that can actually give a testimony to the jury, the inside activities, and they are the only people in that courtroom that has insight and intelligence that O Block is a enterprise. Why? Because they the only two inside mans in the courtroom. The other 5 is being charged and they ain't saying shit. Now, as y'all can see here, too, now we're on B. O Block engaged in racketeering activity. What cooperators falls under that line? Cooperator number 1 name comes up in that, as well as cooperator number 2. Now, what does Butta role have in this? Butta role ties into showing that O Block has a deadly rival with STL EBT. It does date from Duck being STL, the O Block 5 being from O Block. Butta's whole role is to show the history between the two. Remember, Butta's testimony is going to show how Kyra killed Odee, which is the start of O Block again. Cooperating again. Butta's role is to initiate and tell the jury the history behind the whole rivalry. He's going to speak how O Block was formed by Kyra killing Odee, and they named Parkway Gardens after Odee by naming it O Block. And Butta and Kyra went op shopping on the night of Tuka's B-Day. That is why Butta is implemented in the murder. That is why Butta will be held responsible for the murder, just like Keefy D. Sorry about that. Everybody in the car with Keefy D died and was gone. Keefy D was the only living person. Same situation with Butta. He can't open his mouth. Y'all would never hear Butta say out his mouth again that Kyra killed Odee. He can't do it. Now, as y'all can see here, Cooperator 3 will testify that he has witnessed murders committed by O Block STL members. So basically, Butta is going to talk about how Kyra killed Odee and started O Block, and how King Von came back and retaliated and killed Kyra, starting off the history and rivalry between the two. That is these 3 main roles of these 3 people, is to tie the RICO in. That's why Trench's News was given money. That's why Lil Dave was given money. Their role is to get others locked up beyond the 5 that's on trial. That's why this whole thing is called a superseding indictment. A superseding indictment is going to lead to other parties being listed here or being tried in this case as well later down the line. If this RICO gets stuck, if this RICO gets passed, man, they going to snatch up niggas like BJ and Boss Top. And you might be like, man, why they going to snatch up niggas like BJ and Boss Top. The reason why they going for niggas like BJ and Boss Top, y'all, that's because niggas like Cooperator 1 and 2 put their name in the paperwork. Here go their name in the paperwork right here. And I've been spoken this. Cooperator 2 will testify that at times the superseding indictment to the superseding indictment. And for those that don't know, again, what a superseding indictment is, I had to tell Nikki Truth about this one time. She said that I was wrong about it, but a superseding indictment, because she wanted to tell me that this isn't going to lead to Boss Top them being arrested. But a superseding indictment is an indictment of a document that amends and replaces the original indictment, listing to formal charges against the defendant. A superseding indictment indictment is brought by a grand jury after additional information or evidence has been obtained. The new document usually adds or removes charges or defendants from the case. So they're going to be adding these people to the case. Cooperator 2 will testify at times to the material of the superseding indictment. Leaders of O Block were Boss Top, BJ, Charles Liggins, Davon Bennett, Duke. You see what I'm saying? So niggas like Duke, BJ, and Boss Top, they ass is getting snatched up next if this RICO get passed. These niggas fried on the duck murder for Shosky. But far as that RICO, it's a 50-50. It's like a 50-50 on that one right now. It's a 50-50 on that right now. Well, after what Lil Dave came and cleaned things up, it's more like a 90-10 thing. You know what I'm saying? 90% that they get slammed with the RICO, 10% that they don't. But the superseding indictment is going to lead to the leadership being taken down. And with Cooperator 2 saying this across the docket here last week, Boss Top, Duke, and BJ, by law, they will be added to, again, y'all seen what the superseding indictment mean, they will be added to the case. Can y'all tag Nikki Truth to this one time for me? But again, though, y'all, that's the situation. That's they 3 roles. Butta got a proffer agreement. That's why he just went on DJU and said out his mouth, Kyra didn't kill Odee. I didn't kill. He said the only way I come up in this federal case is if somebody say I kill Odee Perry, and I did not kill Odee Perry. So again, though, y'all, check out my last video so y'all can brush up and get more insight on what this video is really about. This is what Butta is expected to say in court here this upcoming week. And this ain't just my first time making videos on Butta and how he been telling y'all. I've been on Butta ass since August. Been on Trenches News since August. But with that being said, though, man, if y'all rocking with the campaign, I see y'all have been since we crossed that 1,000 subscribers. And like I said before, I'm gone, man. I'm gone.